This morning, a former Kent State student who was arraigned last April on 2 counts of rape received just one of his first trial dates. We have more on what happened later.
This past weekend, Kent State held their homecoming festivities, including their yearly homecoming parade. TV2 will tell you all about the various homecoming activities.
Palestine received foreign aid, but it's not as much as they would have appreciated. Our own Tyler Schloser has more details during our newscast.
Have you ever wondered what the favorite candy of your home state is? All this and more as TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good Monday evening, Portage County, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Michael Neenan.
And I'm Dom O'Brien.
The trial date was set for a former Kent State student who was arraigned last April on 2 counts of rape.
TV2's Erin Sullivan was at the Portage County Courthouse where she has more details. Hi, Erin.
Hi, guys. McCoy Watkins appeared for a status hearing this morning, and Watkins is facing 2 first-degree felony counts on rape, involving 2 Kent State students. Watkins appeared in court for a status hearing at the Portage County Courthouse. The presiding judge set a new trial date for November 14th. This all started back in November of 2022 when police say Watkins broke into an off-campus house on North Lincoln Street and raped 2 women, both Kent State students at the time. The incident took place just steps away from campus property. According to the Kent Police report, Watkins was in the house earlier that evening at a small gathering and returned to the house later uninvited. The report says Watkins entered the home through an unlocked door while the victims were asleep. Watkins has been out on. The university did confirm that Watkins is no longer enrolled at Kent State. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Erin Sullivan.
Well, thank you, Erin. Akron police arrested a 27-year-old Ravenna man involved in the shooting death of Trig Austin Schwab in Kenmore earlier this month. According to Summit County Police, Austin Hottinger faces multiple charges including murder, aiding and abetting, theft, breaking and entering, grand theft of a motor vehicle, and vandalism. Police arrested Schwab last Thursday afternoon, and he is held on a $55,000 bond.
Youngstown detectives are investigating a shooting that left 1 victim hospitalized. The incident occurred in the city's south side on Monday after midnight. The victim has not been named, though they are alive and being treated at a local hospital. Police are expected to release more information tonight.
Federal agents discovered more than 24 children, mostly from Guatemala, illegally working inside a poultry plant in Kindren. Homeland Security investigations and FBI agents raided the plant on the evening of October 4th. The company hired over 100 children as young as 13 to clean meat processing plants, according to the U.S. Department of Labor. Reminder, it is illegal in the United States for anyone under the age of 18 to work in a meat packing plant.
Plans are in the works to extend water lines to Peninsula from Hudson. The Summit County Village had been depending on aquifers and deliveries from a local water supplier until one of the company's trucks was stolen earlier this month, leaving many residents without water. The village has also been ordered by the Environmental Protection Agency to update its septic system after it was found leaking E. coli into storm drains.
Let's get started with currently in Kent. Currently in Kent, we have 55 degrees with it feeling like 55. Dew point is at 36 degrees and wind is going south-southeast at around 3 miles per hour. Humidity is currently at 53% and the visibility is 10 miles. Tomorrow we're going to have temperatures of 71 degrees with sunny skies. Wind is going to be going south-southwest at around 10 miles per hour and the sun will be setting at 6:31 p.m. Tonight at 8 p.m. we're going to have 49 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Midnight we're going to have 45 degrees and partly cloudy skies. And 8 a.m. tomorrow we're going to have sunny skies with 42 degrees. That's all I have for now, but be sure to stick around for the rest of your Monday forecast.
Thank you so much, Nick. This past weekend, Kent State celebrated homecoming, and there were a lot of fun festivities.
Yes, there were, and our own Joe Malbin attended the festivities and can tell us all about them. Hey, Joe.
Hey guys, well, over the weekend, Kent State held their homecoming festivities, including the homecoming parade and the homecoming tailgate. Yearly homecoming festivities. From fraternities to sororities to marching bands to dance teams to Corvettes, the parade was the highlight of the weekend.
I think it's a great event for, the community to get together and support Kent State, Go Flashes, and also just all these organizations and what they're doing, what their purposes are.
Students and alumni came together to celebrate Kent State and the community.
Just seeing all the kids and the alumni and everybody coming together to be flashes.
In addition to celebrating Kent State, people came together to celebrate the best of the city of Kent.
It's like, I like to say it's like a Hallmark city. It feels like a movie, and it's very welcoming, and everybody's very kind, and it feels like home.
The parade drew a large crowd to Midway Drive, right in front of the Painted Rock, where students and alumni alike braved the weather.
I think it's a good opportunity to bring together the university community, even if it's a rainy day.
The weekend continued with various homecoming events, such as Kiss on the K and the Homecoming Tailgate. Reporting for TV. And of course, before the game, fans gathered at Dick Stadium to tailgate before the Flashes took on the University of Buffalo. Fans were barbecuing, playing football, and of course, spending time with family and friends.
My first one, I've been saying first and last. We're having a great time here.
Before the start of the game, and fans got lucky this year. All week, the forecast called for rain, but no showers appeared in Northeast Ohio. Although the team lost, fans seemed to be having a great time. Kent State students enjoyed the many events from homecoming. Reporting on all things weekend, I've been Joe Malbin. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Joe. Starting today is the university's annual Sex Week. Going from Monday to Friday, the event is meant to educate college students about topics surrounding sex, including sexually transmitted diseases, ally training, as well as sexual violence and consent. This year's theme is Wild West Sex Week, with events relating to Wild West movies.
And Central Portage County VCB dropped their 2023 guide to fall fun in Portage County. This list includes lots of fun events to attend while enjoying the autumn weather with family and friends. This list includes location of farms and orchards, farmers markets, corn mazes, haunted Halloween trails, and more upcoming fall festivals and events. All the details are located on their website at centralportagevcb.org.
The oil and gas giant Chevron has announced the purchase of another large energy company. How much the company was bought for.
And Republicans are still without a Speaker of the House, but may be close to finding one. Find out when this will be resolved later on.
Portage County.
Welcome back. The war between Israel and Palestine is continuing on, but Palestine has been struggling with getting foreign aid.
Our correspondent Tyler Schloser has more on the latest development. Hi, Tyler.
Hey there, guys. Tonight's stories are once again focused on the worsening conditions in the Gaza Strip. This past weekend, Gaza received 34 truckloads of foreign aid. This is compared to the aid it received before the Israel-Hamas conflict began of 910 truckloads in the same time. That is a 99.5% drop in foreign supplies and a complete restriction of fuel, which is vital for powering hospitals and water treatment plants, for fear of the Israeli government that Hamas will claim it. Hospitals are now in incredibly dire straits. They are both operating on incredibly short supplies and are inundated with dead and wounded citizens. Many of the surgeries and treatments that they are able to deliver are forced to be done without anesthetic. Just yesterday, children who have lost homes and families were gravely injured and operated on with nothing to dull the pain. Because of these terrible conditions, as well as recently announced attacks Israel plans to launch on the Gaza Strip, Israel's military has called for an evacuation of the Gaza Strip. Palestinian citizens are forced to bear the terrible choice of abandoning their homes with no way of knowing if they will remain standing when they return, or risk being killed by soldiers as a civilian. All the while, they are denied entry into Israel, which many claim is their true homeland. Despite the observed conditions in Gaza, many political attitudes in the U.S. government are still siding with their ally Israel. Former Vice President Mike Pence weighed in.
Israel has no choice but to destroy Hamas, and I believe that in public and in private, the President of the United States should be expressing nothing different than that. We've got to learn the lessons of history, Poppy, and the lessons of history are that peace comes through strength, and that when America withdraws, when America sounds a message of retreat, the world becomes more dangerous.
And that's all we have for tonight's international news. From KSU's TV2 News, I'm Tyler Schloser. Keep looking out, Portage County.
Thank you, Tyler. Today marks the 40th anniversary of the Beirut Marine Barracks bombings. On October 23, 1983, a truck bomb went off at a U.S. military compound in Beirut, Lebanon, killing 222 Marines and 21 other service personnel. Then U.S. President Ronald Reagan responded by withdrawing troops from Lebanon.
May be unavoidable. According to new research, even if the world meets ambitious targets to limit global heating, West Antarctica will still experience substantial ocean warming and ice shelf melting. West Antarctica is home to the Doomsday Glacier and is already the continent's largest contributor to global sea level rise. It has enough ice to raise sea levels by an average of more than 17 feet.
Welcome back to TV2 Weather, where you stay informed before the storm. Let's jump right back in with currently in Northeast Ohio. Currently in Sandusky and Cleveland areas, we have 55 degrees. Mansfield, we're going to have 58 degrees. Beautiful Kent, Ohio, we have 55 degrees. Worcester, Ohio is 56. 54 degrees in Ashtabula, 57 degrees in Youngstown, and 56 degrees in Canton. Now statewide, we have 56 degrees in Akron, 57 in Steubenville, 62 in Athens, 61 in Columbus, 62 in Lima, 64 in Dayton, and 68 in Cincinnati. Now for our 7-day forecast. Tuesday we have a high of 70 and a low of 56 with sunny skies. Wednesday we have cloudy skies with a high of 68 and a low of 56. Thursday we're going to have partly cloudy skies with a high of 72 and a low of 60, so we are going to start warming up a little bit this week. Friday, we're going to have partly cloudy skies with a high of 73 and a low of 60. Saturday, going into the weekend, we're going to have some showers all weekend, going all the way through Monday. High of 63, low of 54. Sunday, we're going to have a high of 59 degrees and a low of 54. And on Monday, we're going to have more showers, high of 57, low of 41. Unfortunately, that's all I have for you today, but be sure to check in next Monday. From the Franklin Hall studio, I've been Nicholas Keller. Stay groovy, Portage County. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, thank you, Nick. It has been 20 days, and House Republicans are still on the hunt for a new Speaker of the House. They're expected to hold a candidate forum tonight and look for someone to succeed Republican Kevin McCarthy, who was ousted earlier this month. As of now, the House of Representatives is basically at a standstill until a new Speaker is confirmed. Democrats in the House say teamwork between Republicans and Democrats is needed to get back on track.
The oil and gas giant Chevron has announced that it has acquired Hess, one of its rivals, creating another consolidation in the oil and natural gas industry. The purchase has been valued at a total of $53 billion. This would give Chevron greater access to shale production in Texas, in which the company already has a large degree of control, as well as access to oil in the nation of Guyana.
If you've been considering purchasing a new electric vehicle, it may be a good idea to do that now. Companies are offering discounts due to growing competition and some reticence from consumers. The Tesla Model 3 base price is down 17% over the last year. Other automakers are offering deals to compete. Hybrids are an exception since consumers seemed more interested in those vehicles. And 5 people were taken to hospital Sunday afternoon, and 3 others were also treated after a possible electrical shock within the fountain area at Harborside Place. Callers to 911 said that a child was in the fountains and began having distress. Palm Beach County Fire Rescue personnel found several patients who needed to be evaluated for possible injuries. 3 children had cardiac distress and had to be taken to a trauma center.
4 Canadian boaters were rescued off the shores of North Carolina by the U.S. Coast Guard over the weekend. Rescue occurred Sunday at around noon when a Coast Guard plane received a transmission that both side hatches of the sailor's 60-foot catamaran had broken and that they were stranded on a life raft. The boaters were transported to safety via helicopter.
Myles Garrett perhaps had the game of his career yesterday when it was enough. Was it enough to keep the Colts in the stable? Find out after the break.
Halloween is just around the corner, and that means only one thing. Candy debates, of course. A list was released of the most popular candies nationwide. We'll discuss more after this.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Hello, folks. I am Pat Sartor, and from Kent playoff soccer to another rambunctious ending to the Browns game, let's get the ball rolling on sports. The Kent soccer team had the win of the season on Sunday over Toledo, coming out on top with a final score of 4-1. With the triumphant victory, Kent clinched themselves a spot in the playoffs just one game prior to the end of the season. Statistically for the game, Mary-Kate LePay dominated on the assist end with 3. The Flashes were out to score goals, and that's exactly what they did from 4 different ladies, including Elisa Arthur, Sienna Stambolic, Elena Ramondo, and Kelsey Solopek. The team still has just one more regular season game against Buffalo on Thursday before they make their hopeful run in these soccer playoffs. And now, for that Browns game that was just unbelievable. There you see Jerome Ford ripping off an unbelievably long run. Again, I said it last week for Kareem Hunt. Now this week, Jerome Ford, in the spirit of Nick Chubb, getting it done on the ground there for a long rushing touchdown for the Browns. That starts the scoring off. But on the ensuing play, Myles Garrett jumps. The defense stops for a second, and they allow an easy touchdown to Josh Downs here, just waltzing all the way into the end zone. That's going to tie it up. And the high-scoring affair, folks, just began. Here's Minshew, the backup. It's the backup battle, but Minshew from the 20 about rushes this one all the way in, uses the legs and does a little shimmy, shimmy, yay, shimmy, yah for the fans. Now here's Kareem Hunt. He's going to run this one in from the 2, and that's going to tie it back up for the Browns. Kareem Hunt having a great big game. Now here's the play of the game. Myles Garrett leaps over the line. He blocks the field goal. His buddy Denzel Ward on the recovery. They get it down, and the defense, I've never seen a defense will a team to victory the way they did it in this game. Gardner Minshew again with the legs, huh? Did we know he could do this? Gets in again, and the shimmy again for Gardner. Now, Browns ahead by 2. It's Minshew again. He's going to throw this one to Pittman. Boom, from Emerson, the hit. It was a hit. It wasn't a tackle. He stays and he sprints all the way into the end zone for 6. That was from a defense that we see for the Browns. That was about as rough as a play as you're ever going to see. But here's Kareem Hunt. Penalties in question late in the game. Gets this one across the goal line for a phenomenal score there. Browns win by just 1 again. So they get it off of a last-second touchdown that time in this game. And for last week, it was the field goal. But now, after a wild Sunday, we move on to Monday. Tonight, the 2-4 Vikings will match up against the 5-1 49ers. I expect the Niners to handle business comfortably, coming off an embarrassing loss, many would say, to the Browns after that missed field goal last week. The final I'm going with is Niners 26, Vikings 17. Well, folks, the Browns improved their record. The Cavs return to play in just 2 days on Wednesday, and the Kent soccer team is making a run in the playoffs. Who could ask for much more? Until our next update, folks. For TV2 Sports, I'm Pat Sartor.
Thank you, Pat. The price of candy has changed, and it's not sweet. Find out how much it has increased and why the cost went up when we return.
Everything is so expensive. You want a gummy?
If you're passing out treats this year for
Halloween is around the corner and the price of candy has increased. The Bureau of Labor reports a 13% raise in prices. Reasons for the increase include a higher cost of ingredients and because candy is made in the U.S. The National Retail Federation found that an average household will now have to spend $35 on candy.
CandyStore.com released data based on its bulk candy sales to determine the favorite Halloween sweets in each state across the nation. According to the data, the most popular candy across the country was Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. This was the favorite candy in Kentucky, Florida, and New Hampshire. M&M's and Hot Tamales took spots 2 and 3, and candy corn had a surprising top 10 appearance and was listed as Utah's favorite candy. Now, I don't know about that. I'm more of the Reese's Cups guy, but candy corn having a top spot, that's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta say I'm not a fan of candy corn. Utah, do better, please. Me personally, I'm also a big peanut butter cup guy. Really, I think every single state should have peanut butter cups as their top choice, but to each their own, I guess.
And I do want to mention one thing, is that Ohio, the top choice for Ohio was Blow Pops. That shocks me. That utterly shocks me. I would think maybe a Kit Kat or Sour Patch or something, but that's ridiculous.
Blow Pops? Yeah, I can't say I've ever had a Blow Pop before, but I'm sure they're good enough if, an entire state loves them. I mean, maybe I'll get some hands on a Blow Pop, but we'll see. And, well, that is all the time we have for now. Thank you so much for joining us.
Make sure to follow TV2 News on social media at Kent Wired to stay up to date with the latest. I'm Dom O'Brien.
And I'm Michael Neenan. Have a great night, Portage County.